Irvingman! Two guys are watching Clark Kent's office from a building across the street. I don't think they're peeping Toms.
When do I get to pull this trigger?
Take it easy, Shorty. You got nothing to draw a bead on till Ken answers that telephone.
If they're peeping Toms, they make some very loud peeps.
Mind catching that for me, Inspector? Hello?
Hold it, Shorty. That's the copper. We want Kent.
So far, they're not very effective peeps.
Hello, Kent speaking. It's Hollywood.
All I can see now is the back of that copper.
Nope, bad peep. Try again.
Hello, Kent. Luigi Dinelli.
It's Dinelli.
They tell me you and Inspector Henderson are coming out here to work in the movies.
That's right, Dinelli. National Studios bought that series of articles I wrote about you for the Daily Planet. Czar of the Underworld, you remember?
Dinelli didn't like the articles, and he doesn't want them made into a movie. He suggests that Clark and Henderson should forget the whole thing and cancel their trip to Hollywood.
The copper, move. Come on, make with the trigger.
I'm pulling on it, but nothing happens.
You're telling me.
She must have jammed.
That's it. You two are fired. If I want decent peeps, next time I'll hire some birds.
Luigi, that was Inspector Henderson.
Well, how do you like that? I finally get it working again, and all I can see is that copper's back.
Whatever Dinelli is paying these guys is too much.
I'm warning you, Kent. You and that copper won't leave California alive if you go ahead with that picture.
It's too late to stop them now, Luigi. They start shooting tomorrow morning.
And friends of mine are liable to start shooting, too.
Tell them to contact me anytime after tomorrow at National Studios.
Might be sooner than you think.
Now!
After all that, he missed, unless the lamp was the real target. Henderson wants to go after them, but Clark says, never mind them, we have a plane to catch. It's hard to tell what Dinelli thinks happened. I just hope he didn't pay those guys in advance.
Got a match, bud?
Considering they know Dinelli is making threats all over the place about this movie, that seemed awfully easy.
What's wrong? Why'd we pull in here?
The right rear tire saw. Gotta check it. Only be a couple of seconds, gentlemen.
He slips out, turns the lights off, and locks the door. Clark tells Henderson, don't try to do anything, just stay down. We will get out of this.
Get your car around the back?
All set.
Okay. Luigi's gonna take care of them two in person.
He may be surprised when he sees one of the persons. Ever notice how people in the 50s never looked in the back seat when they were getting into a car?
How'd you do it? We were locked in here. One of the little tricks that Superman taught me.
I thought he locked them in there so Luigi could take care of them personally. But when? Maybe Luigi was the one who stole the National Studios logo off the door of the car. We see a montage of gangland sabotage trying to stop production.
Cut it! I'd like it once again. You were late again with that pistol cue, Dexter.
Dexter's going to be late for a lot of things. Somebody slipped a real bullet into that guy's rifle, and Dexter is now the late Dexter. There's a whole segment with Perry White throwing a hissy fit because he hears about it from a press service instead of from Clark, and it's pointless and irritating and absolute waste of screen time. And he's not even talking to Clark, he's talking to Henderson, who finally hangs up on him after a couple of minutes of Perry's ranting. He lasted longer than I would have. As I've said before, Perry is not a sympathetic character in this series. I think he's supposed to be the bungling, bombastic boss that you can't help making fun of, except he's not funny. He's rude, irritating, and unlikable. I can't decide if it's the way he's written or the way John Hamilton played him, but whatever it is, somebody should have done it differently. Clark is going to spend the night in Dexter's trailer. He's using himself as bait to draw out Dinelli and force his hand. He's asking the police chief about Dinelli's brother Frank. He did a stretch in prison, got out, and vanished. Clark would like to know what became of him.
We might be baiting that hook with your life, Kent.
Don't worry. I intend to take every precaution to keep it.
You reporters have certainly got a lot of nerve.
Sometimes we have to have it.
What are you doing snooping around there at this time of night?
Well, I was just lining up my camera angles for tomorrow morning's work. What are you pointing that gun at me for?
That's Mr. Carr, the assistant director. They wrap things up, Clark changes to Superman, and flies over to pay Dinelli a visit.
Your aim's bad, Luigi. Now, what are you going to do with the empty gun?
He didn't duck out of the way. Look, folks, they finally took our advice and just used a soft rubber gun that bounced off of him. Maybe they do listen after all. 67 years after the fact, but better late than never. He knocks Dinelli out and flies into the studio. Now Clark Kent isn't the one sleeping in Dexter's trailer. If the bad guys go after the man in there, they'll have a surprise coming. But Superman isn't done.
This steak is so good, waiter, I think I'll have another.
Might as well, since the studio's paying for it.
Superman.
How are you, Inspector?
I'm never happier in my life.
Never happier in my... He's invited Henderson to be in on the takedown tonight. Henderson decided he'd rather finish the steak, and when he pondered it for a moment, Superman sat down and joined him. The movie was never finished. At the time, all trailers had an open hole like that. The idea was if you forgot and left the water running and flooded the trailer, the water could get out there. Mystery Man starts the car just as Superman and Henderson arrive. They always go up. Why do they always go up?
That little carbon monoxide deal was meant for me.
For you?
I mean for Kent.
He does that a lot. Nobody ever catches on. Dinelli is most likely even more unconscious now, but he's alive and safe.
What was that?
It's our murderer.
Where?
Up there, on that light platform.
Down, Inspector!
Superman chases the man around that catwalk while the guy empties his gun, even though everybody knows that bullets can't hurt Superman.
Chief. Yes. Chief to you and all the rest of them. My real name is Frank.
Dinelli just murdered his own brother. Frank changed his name and became the police chief. That is too good. But his brother could hold it over him and get him to do things a police chief wouldn't ordinarily do, like try to kill a reporter with carbon monoxide. The best part is, Dinelli is trying to deny that he murdered Frank. Henderson was sitting right there and watched him do it, but his reasoning is Frank was dying anyway from the fall. He just put him out of his misery. I'm sure a jury will buy that. Until next time. Video by Harry Harrison. Audio by Morris Morrison. Wardrobe and makeup by Alice Allison. Your announcer has been Peter Peterson.